It's no longer the same. 'Cause it's full apart and it frees your heart. It's no longer the same. We need to get out of
Hello guys and welcome back to another one with us, the Review Bros, and today we're going to be reviewing a pre-workout called Warrior Focus by Summarise. Some of you may have heard of it, some of you may not have, but you're about to, and we'll be covering the taste, the price, the label and the effects, and working out if it's the next pre-workout you might want to pick up. And if you're new here, please do hit the sub button, hit the bell icon, give the video a like and let us know your thoughts down below on this pre-workout and anything else you want to see us review. Let's get into this one though. Taste and mixability, and we've got the pleasure of trying lemonade iced tea flavour and 9 grams worth of material we've got in here, which is around about a flat scoop. So let's check that mixability. Absolutely smashing, definitely better than average, but then again it is quite a small scoop, so we'll take it though. Let's give it a little sip, see what we think. Nice, nice, it does taste accurate. Nice sweet flavour. There's no horrible chemical undertones to it, nothing nasty like that. A little bit chalky, but yeah, overall, a nice flavour. Let's give it a second go. Yeah, it's very light tasting. Obviously, the more water you add, the more diluted it's going to be in flavour. So, you know, adjust that to your own needs. But yeah, I really like it. It's not one I struggle with. It's also not incredibly nice. Like, I wouldn't look forward to it as such, but it's really quite good. So I'm going to land on an 8 out of 10. That's really not bad at all. Good start to the review. Let's move on to price. So let's talk price of Warrior Focus. How much is it going to set you back to pick up the tub? Well, if you head over to their official Instagram account, Samurai Science, click the link in their bio, it'll take you through and you can pick up a tub for $49.99 or $2.49 per the serving. It is a 20 serving tub. And if you translate that over into pounds and put it on our consistent price scale, it comes in at an expensive 3 out of 10. So it is definitely more expensive than your average pre-workout. If we do get any discount codes, we'll pin them in the comments below, so keep your eyes peeled. But we're going to be asking that question, is it worth that price when it concerns the label, but more importantly, the real world effects. So sit tight and we shall get into it together. Let's get into this label of Warrior Focus together then. And I will say this, it's a very unique label and it had me a bit excited and cautious when I was going to use it for the first time. And there's actually a couple of ingredients in it that I've never seen before, so I did have to actually research them myself. Anyway, let's get into it. So 9 gram serving amount, which is probably at least a few grams less than what you typically see from pre-workouts these days. However, this is more angled towards a stim focus package, you know, as it might give away on the front there. But let's get into it. So we've got the Thinking Body Blends up first. We've got betaine nitrate as NOT-free, the registered form, of course, 2 grams. So obviously you're going to get some betaine, but more importantly, you're going to get those nitrates, which is going to hit the body for an instant source of vasodilation, increased nitric oxide levels, nasty, nasty pumps. So hopefully we're actually getting some pumps from this product still. Then we move down to amentoflavone, 600 milligrams. Or is it pronounced amentoflavone? You'll have to let me know. But that is actually the ingredient that's in a mento pump. That's why it might ring a bell. 600 milligrams is a very large dose. It's obviously going to help with, again, pumps, but it does also have a range of health benefits. But we're here mostly for the pumps when it concerns our ingredients. But it does also help with power and endurance and general athletic performance. So we'll see how that comes together. Then we've got caffeine anhydrous, 400 milligrams, not to be sniffed at. Around 4 cups of coffee, strong coffees at that. It's going to wake you up and get you moving right away. Yeah, we like to see it. It's probably about 50 milligrams more than what you typically see from pre-workouts these days. Then we move down to N Extra, 300 milligrams, which is kind of similar to caffeine in that it helps with energy levels and focus, and it works best when it's paired with caffeine to bolster up the effects of caffeine, draw out the effects, and further increase focus and drive. So always like to see that as a nice little stabiliser for the old caffeine. So yeah, you're not going to be questioning whether you can feel this or not when it concerns the stims, and we're just getting started. So we've got alpha yohimbine up next at 1.5 milligrams, which is probably the highest dose I can personally take before I start to get that drop off of nasty side effects in terms of like the cold sweats, jitters, dribbles, you know, all that nastiness. 1.5 milligrams should be okay, but that's in there for the energy, the alertness, and the fat burning effect that it can bring. Then we move down to the Dancing Mind Mix. Oh, very interesting. I'm loving this label. Then we've got L-tyrosine 1500 milligrams, which is a very nice dose, around 500 milligrams more than normal. It is an amino acid in there to help with focus and concentration. Then we've got N-phenylethyl dimethylamine citrate 300 milligrams, aka Urea durensis. You may have seen that in some pre-workouts before. That is a reasonably hard-hitting stim. Again, works best when paired with caffeine. That's going to further increase focus levels and drive and motivation effectively. Love to see it. Then we've got CDP choline 250 milligrams, which is our second favourite form of choline after alpha GPC, but still a very good one, certainly better than choline bitartrate. That's a choline donor, so again it's going to help with focus, concentration, athletic performance. Then we move down to hordenine at 75 milligrams, not a bad dose. That's a fat burner, but it does also help with increased mood and focus levels, especially when paired with other ingredients that kind of work along the same line. Then we've got Nupep 25 milligrams. Cool, this label just keeps giving, doesn't it? Typically see 30 milligrams, so we're only a little bit under here, but you know, there's plenty more to come yet. That's going to help with focus and concentration and mood elevation. That is an ingredient that a lot of people love. It's very potent, and you know, we'll get into the effects and delve a little bit more into that shortly. Then we've got bioperine 10 milligrams, which is double the normal dose. You typically only see 5 milligrams, but that's in there for to help with uptake and absorption of all the ingredients essentially. So, and I would argue you need something like that in such a stacked label. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is only 9 grams, but there's a lot of different bits and pieces that have got to get to work here. So we always welcome on board a digestive aid. So we are getting there now. So we're in the mushing matrix, Subroxy 300 milligrams, and this is actually one of the ingredients I did have to research. It's a very interesting one. So it can help with immune function, digestion, but most importantly, it can help with focus, drive, and general cognition. And it seems to be quite a potent one from what I can see on the old, from the research I've done. So that might explain some of the effects. Anyway, let's move down to the next one, if I can even pronounce it. Polygala tenifiloliala 20:1 extract powder 200 milligrams, and similar to the Subroxy above it, it's going to help with focus, drive, concentration, clarity. It does actually increase dopamine levels and norepinephrine levels within the brain, so you're going to feel more of a sense of urgency, a bit of adrenaline, you know, a need to get shit done effectively. And then we wrap off with halostatine 100 milligrams. That is quite a high dose for that ingredient. That's what we call a bit of a dirty stim. It kicks in quite fast, quite a short half-life, but it is very good at kickstarting the pre-workout. So it will generally come in faster than even the caffeine. So you're going to feel that general sense of, oh, I've got to get moving after a very short period of time. So, wow, guys, this is a very stacked and unique label, and I'm excited to see how it comes together. Well, obviously I know, but you guys don't, but I'll let you know in a second, so stay tuned. Okay, so real world effects of Warrior Focus in the several times myself and Aaron have used it. So just how did that label come together in real life? Because that's what matters, right? That's why we buy these things. Let's get into it from the start. So obviously there's no beta-alanine in this. It might be a good thing for some of you, might be a bad thing for some of you. Generally we like beta-alanine, however I didn't actually miss it in this one, and I'll get into it and explain why. So there's no beta-alanine, so you don't notice it kicking in from that, but you do notice it kicking in from all of those stims and focus ingredients kicking in after sort of 20-30 minutes. Obviously, like I mentioned, some of these stims do kick in very fast, so you feel your heart rate go up, the sense of urgency, the sense of motivation to want to get moving, you know, adrenaline levels shoot up. That all comes in pretty damn quickly. I'm talking 20 to 30 minutes. So you don't need no beta-alanine in this scenario. And it's nice to have some potent pre's that don't actually have it in for you guys that don't like it. So this is one I'll be recommending especially to you types of people. So no beta-alanine. Energy levels, extremely potent yet smooth. It really does balance that line with high energy, need to want to get moving, and high urgency, but also very stoic and calm about it and confident. So it's like you feel ultra motivated, you know what you got to do, you want to get moving, but you're not in a panic to do it. So your heart rate isn't going through the roof, you're not flapping and sweating and all over the place. It's very usable energy is what I'm getting at. So it kicks in after 20, 30 minutes, and I'd say it lasts for a good 3 or 4 hours, guys, honestly. And there's no peaks and troughs. It's very clean feeling energy, which might be mildly surprising because that is such a stacked label with so many different bits and pieces. You don't truly know what's going to kick in, where and how long and all sorts. So it could actually end up with you feeling all over the place. However, they're geniuses over at Samurai Science, so they seem to have balanced it very, very well. So super smooth, high energy, alertness levels, lasting for hours and hours, beyond your training session even. So it does live up to that name, doesn't it? Warrior Focus. And I'd actually say that's a great way to explain how you feel on it. You feel like a boss, you feel alpha on it, you just really, really want to absolutely smash your training. It's a super productive feeling pre-workout. I would say, personally...
Savage pumps in the gym and the bedroom. Wolf pump.
Beyond super strong daily driver, but it's not quite in the stim junkie realm, so it's in that grey area between the two. And I really like pre's that sit in that area, to be honest with you, because sometimes daily driver type pre's can be a little bit boring and you want a bit more, but sometimes stim junkie pre's can be a bit too much and you want a little bit less. So this is sitting right in the middle for you guys that want something that's going to kick you up the arse but not absolutely bury you. So I'd almost say it's like an entry-level stim junkie pre, but a very, very productive one. This is not a muck around pre-workout. This is a very serious one. I would take this for days where I want to absolutely crush it, and I don't want any negative effects, because actually that's going to lead me on to my next point. It doesn't leave you feeling mangled. It doesn't have any crash, no horrendous jitters, no scattiness, no appetite suppression. It just feels really, really good. And I don't know, I just really like this pre, man. I just think that the way they've put it together, it just translates so well when it concerns training. So yeah, this is one that I'm going to continue to use. Like I said, when I don't want a daily driver, but I also don't want anything that's going to, you know, whack me too hard. This is that perfect sweet spot for getting a smashing gym session in. So energy and focus is absolutely on point. You get that nice amount of mood elevation. There is like a certain feeling to it, but it's obviously not a DMHA, DMAA, super illicit type feeling or euphoria. It's more of like a super dialed in, eyes open, like hyper alert, but also calm at the same time type vibe. It's really hard to explain, but it's the perfect vibe you want for a gym session. That's all I'm going to say. Itchy eye. Onto the pumps. They were okay. They were okay. I wouldn't say that they were anything standout. I didn't particularly notice that I was getting pumped off my nut on this. I wasn't like, God, these pumps are crazy. But they were there. They were definitely there. So I do think that the nitrates and the Amento flavone that they put in there does do their job. But obviously, you know, even with those ingredients, it's not as stacked as a typical pre-workout that's trying to address the pump side of things. So it's nice you're getting your pumps. They are slightly above average when it concerns pumps, but they're not, oh my God, this is getting me pumped off my head level pumps. It's nice to take them on board, considering it's not even, you know, it's not anywhere saying, oh, look at me, I'm trying to give you a nasty pump. It's definitely a stim/focus pre-workout. So I do appreciate the fact they've chucked in those couple of ingredients. So pumps, yeah, pretty decent, not incredible though. The absolute standout highlight point here is that focus and energy and just perfect amount of like motivation, need to get shit done, sense of urgency type vibe. I cannot put into words just how nice this feels, and I do recommend you do pick it up. I think it is probably a little bit expensive, coming in at a 3 out of 10 on the price scale, when a 5 out of 10 is an average price pre-workout. But like I said, if we do get any discount codes, that will sweeten the deal for you guys. I just really like it. I don't know what else to say. I really like this pre-workout. It just translates so good. It feels so good. No nastiness comes along with that. Yeah, I think I've covered it all, guys. So beginners, don't even risk it. Intermediates that are trying to sort of step into that more high stim realm, perfect. Experienced users, yep. Stim junkies, yep. But most importantly, productive, serious type athletes, I would recommend this to. Like people that just want to kill training with no, you know, that is your primary focus. Not to muck around, not to have a laugh. I want to kill my gym session. Say hello to this one. Anyway, guys, I feel like I've covered everything, but if there's anything else you want to know that I may have missed, just ask down in the comment section and I'll let you know. But it's a very unique feeling pre-workout and I do dig it, and so does Aaron. So yeah, as always, stay stimmed, and you will on this one.